Welcome to the Duality of Nerds. I'm Brady. He's Micah, better known as Ball.
And knowledge. Today we are going to be ranking our top 10 DreamWorks Animations movies.
Top 10 Dreamworks movies. What do you say? I just get us started.
I like it.
All right. So as always, we're gonna do 1 through 10, um, and then before I get in to my top 10, and then you do your top 10, I'm gonna start us off with some shout outs and whisper ins. Uh, my shout out, my shout outs are Shark Tale.
Okay.
Thought that movie was awesome when I was a kid. Impossible to rewatch.
Yep.
Um, so missed the top 10, but I loved it as a kid. Same thing with The Croods.
Okay.
Loved that movie as a kid.
Yeah.
When I went on long car trips, that's what we would put in like the DVD player, like in our minivan.
Yeah.
And The Croods was the movie we left in the car and always watched. Impossible to rewatch. So
Really?
missed my top 10. Monsters versus Aliens. Just barely missed my top 10. It was a toss up between this and number 10 on my list.
Hmm.
So shout out Monsters versus Aliens. And then my whisper in Boss Baby.
Okay.
Did not realize that that was a DreamWorks movie. I think that movie is awful.
Okay.
Anybody that likes that movie, I think, has to have some sort of mental instability or is a toddler. Anyways, just getting right into my top 10. Number 10, neck and neck with Monsters vs. Aliens. I went right back a couple times. I have Turbo.
Okay.
It is one of the lowest movies via ratings, uh, audience and critic ratings
Hmm.
in all of DreamWorks. I
Wow.
think it's like a 65 on Rotten Tomatoes. Um,
It's because the dude's
I think the
tacos were
movie's fun.
terrible.
Yeah, I mean, I quote Dos Bros Tacos and Company all the time. I think there's a lot of
Dude,
really funny
if you
moments in that
pay
movie. I
attention
do
to
think,
those tacos, they're buns. He puts nothing on
yeah,
them and then.
I
Dude.
know. Um, but I think the movie's fun. Like,
Yeah.
there's another movie on this list where I'm like, objectively, it's a bad movie. I just think it's fun and I like it.
Yeah.
Coming in at number 9, I have not seen this movie in ages, but I know how good it is, and it has to be in my top 10, and I loved it as a kid. I have Prince of Egypt at number
Okay.
9.
Yeah.
I think that movie, I know objectively it's a masterpiece as a kid, just haven't seen it in at least 10 years.
Yep.
Um, if I had seen it more recently, maybe it would be higher. But number 8, this is that one where I was saying, objectively, it's a bad movie. I don't care. I'm putting it in the top 10 at number 8. I have Over the Hedge. I
Okay.
think that movie is so funny. That was one of the first movies I remember I saved up to buy it on digital
Oh,
to
wow.
put it on my Apple account so I could rewatch it on my iPad. I love that movie. I think it's hilarious. Um, I think we have a clear step up from Over the Hedge to actual good movies.
Yeah.
Um, and my number 7 is Kung Fu Panda. Kung Fu Panda 1.
Okay.
Now, doesn't need much introduction. I think it's a lot higher on a lot of people's list. Um, I have it neck and neck with its counterpart, number 6 on my list, Kung Fu Panda 2.
Okay.
Um, I really think that Kung Fu Panda 1 was phenomenal, and Kung Fu Panda 2 was the exact same movie,
Yeah.
which is always impressive to do. I think the only difference is that Kung Fu Panda 2 is Poe's villain, whereas Kung Fu Panda 1 is Shifu's villain. And Poe just like happens to, step in.
Yeah.
Um, Not a huge fan of origin stories, even though, Poe's is hilarious. And Kung Fu Panda is like probably an 8 out of 10 or higher. So I do think they're the same movie, but because of some stuff with not being an origin story and a better villain, I don't want to say better villain, but Poe's own villain,
Yeah.
I give Kung Fu Panda 2 the edge. Getting into my top 5 DreamWorks movies of all time, number 5, I have Megamind.
Okay. Yeah.
A lot of people dislike and hate this movie. I think it's hilarious. I think it's one of the most rewatchable movies on this list. It is such a good movie. All the jokes always hit for me. Um, I think they've got a great villain in there. I think the love story is interesting. Uh, I just love Megamind.
Yeah.
It's my sister's favorite movie of all time. So I've seen it enough times, and I've never grown old of it. Love Megamind.
Yeah.
Number four is the newest movie on this list. I don't know if you've seen it. I think you have. Is Puss in Boots: The Last Wish.
Okay.
I think Puss in Boots: The Last Wish has one of the best villains. We're gonna do a villain antagonist tier list coming up here soon. But I think the villain death is one of the best villains in animated movies.
Hmm.
I think the whole storyline with him being on his last of the 9 lives, I just think all of it is awesome. I think the story is great. I think it's hilarious. I think it's probably the funniest movie on this list. Actually, that's not true. Um, Second funniest movie on this list. Um, but getting into my top three, I imagine we're probably going to have pretty similar top three. We're probably going to have two of the same. Um, but my number three is How to Train Your Dragon 2.
Okay.
Um, it is just barely beat out um, by what I'm assuming we'll hear about again. How to Train Your Dragon 1 at my number two spot. Um, I think both these movies are phenomenal. Um, I think that How to Train Your Dragon 1 beats out How to Train Your Dragon 2 because of how strong the nostalgia is. Um, I also think it's a little bit of a stronger story.
Hmm.
Um, there's some stuff with How to Train Your Dragon 2 I didn't like. I didn't like any of the resolution with his parents. It felt pointless and
Hmm.
like, what were we even doing here? Um, but How to Train Your Dragon 1, I think uh, it's like a 99% on Rotten Tomatoes. Like it's just a masterpiece. That's my number two.
Okay. Yeah.
And my number one favorite DreamWorks movie of all time, and the best DreamWorks movie of all time, is Mr. Peabody and Sherman. I will stand by this take until the day I die. I think Mr. Peabody and Sherman is the best animated movie I have ever seen in my entire life. And anybody that's watching this that's saying this guy's out of his mind, this guy's crazy, it's because you haven't seen Mr. Peabody and Sherman within the last 8 years. I love that movie growing up, and I watched it like 100 times growing up. I just rewatched it the other day. I was cackling for 90% of the movie. There's not a single joke in that movie that doesn't make me, as a fully grown man, literally laugh out loud.
Yeah.
I think um, when I test all of my personal rankings, my personal filters through a movie, um, I can see when a movie has a good plot and good character development and interesting storylines and good dialogue. One of my biggest filters is the bummer factor, which I call it, where it's like, no matter how good the movie is, if it's just a bummer to watch, I'm not going to be that interested.
Yeah.
Mr. Peabody and Sherman is the most exciting, interesting, happy, awesome, hilarious movie with phenomenal animation, great character development, hilarious dialogue. Everything works. The resolution works. There's not a single part of the movie where you'll be bored. Um,
Hmm.
Anybody that hasn't seen Mr. Peabody and Sherman within the last 8 years needs to rewatch it. It is one of the best watches. Um, I'm going to put it on probably my annual rewatch list. Um, yeah, so that is my top 10, topped off by How to Train Your Dragon 2, How to Train Your Dragon 1, and my number one DreamWorks movie, Mr. Peabody and Sherman.
Wow. Oh yeah, we've got very different lists. Very different, I will
Really?
say. Yeah.
I think it'd be pretty coolest.
They're surprisingly, I mean, there's one section of it that's similar, but I don't really have any shout outs or whisper-ins just cuz I feel like there'd be too many maybe cuz DreamWorks has a lot of solid movies, so
Oh
it
yeah.
doesn't make
Oh yeah.
so. My number 10 spot goes to How to Train Your Dragon 3. I did
Oh
enjoy that
okay.
movie.
I don't hate
Um,
it.
yeah, it's definitely not near a lot of the other movies, especially like my top six is really the step up. But yeah, I love the How to Train Your Dragon movies, so I felt I had to include it.
I don't hate it at all.
My number 9 is Turbo. I also,
Oh,
yeah, I also enjoyed Turbo a lot. I also love racing. I watch Formula One. I don't watch Indy, but still, it's cool. It's fun. It's an
I didn't
interesting
know we were
concept.
reunited. We were
Yeah.
united in the Turbo
Oh
Truthers.
yeah.
I
Oh yeah.
appreciate that.
No, Turbo's great. My number 8 is Megamind. I don't have as much,
Okay.
nostalgia value as you do with your sister loving it, but it's a good movie. I do enjoy it. Um, it's not as good as my number 7, Over the Hedge. Uh, I do.
Yes, sir.
I also. It's been a while since I've seen it, but I really enjoyed that movie. I think, again, funny concepts and good execution of a funny concept. Um, I appreciate Over the Hedge.
Movie's so good.
So then, in my opinion, here's where we take a step up. Number 6, I have Kung Fu Panda 3.
Wow.
I am a Kung Fu Panda defender. I actually recently rewatched all of them, and I really, really enjoy those movies. I thought Kung Fu Panda 3, like Kai, is also a really good villain. He was really well done. The Chi stuff is a little interesting in the Panda Village, but Kai definitely makes it pretty awesome. My number 5, believe it or not, is How to Train Your Dragon, the first one.
What?
Yes. I think nostalgia, as you said, is what put it higher in your list, which is fair.
Wow.
I have more nostalgia for uh, the other one, but How to Train Your Dragon is a good movie. It's just I don't like it as much as the next 4. I guess that's really the only way to put it.
Wow. I did not think it would be that low
Yeah.
for you because you're a big How to Train Your Dragon guy.
Yeah. Yeah. These top 5 are pretty close to each other, to be fair.
Yeah.
But my number 4 is Kung Fu Panda 2. I do think.
Yeah.
I think that's a very good, very well done movie. The peacock villain, I'll always forget his name, but he was well done. The ending was pretty good.
100%.
Overall, it was a solid movie. My number 3, we're here to my top 3. Puss in Boots: The Last Wish is my number 3.
Oh.
Yeah, I felt like I couldn't leave it out of my top 3. That movie was really good.
Such a good movie.
You gave a great dialogue on it, so I don't need to, but it was a really, really well done movie for sure. And I'm glad I watched it. My number 2 spot goes to Kung Fu Panda, number 1.
Okay.
Kung Fu Panda, but yeah, for me, Tai Lung.
So you have Kung Fu Panda 1 over Kung Fu Panda 2.
I have them in order. Yeah, I have 1, 2, 3.
Oh yeah, I guess that's true.
I think they do get worse as they go on, but between the first 3, not much worse. Number 4,
Right.
I don't actually hate number 4. A lot of people do. I enjoy that movie. It's just nowhere near the first 3, so it was not going to make my top 10. But I enjoy it, and I own it. I own all 4. But that leaves room for my number 1, which you've already guessed, How to Train Your Dragon 2.
I figured that was coming.
That one.
I didn't know that it was going to be above How to Train Your Dragon 1.
Oh yeah, How to Train Your Dragon 2 has all the nostalgia value for me, because I watched How to Train Your Dragon 1 when I was really young, and I didn't rewatch it enough. But I did rewatch. I watched How to Train Your Dragon 2 when my memories were more, were better or whatever. I remember that more, and I've rewatched it way more. There's more nostalgia value, but also I like a lot of the things they do better. I'm a huge fan of, like, you have the first movie where it introduces this whole world of dragons and stuff, and then you have like the big dragon at the end. You have questions. What other kinds of dragons are there? You have questions of the expansion of that kind of universe. And then the second movie takes that expansion with, you bring in the wildebeests, the alphas, and you bring in all these different species and all. It feels like it expands the world more, which I personally I love things that expand fantasy worlds more, which is why I
Yeah.
felt. And How to Train Your Dragon 3 does not take that to a as crazy of a degree as 2 did. The step from 1 to 2
Right.
was way bigger than from 2 to 3.
Right.
So I just thought
100%.
it was a really enjoyable, interesting, especially movie. But
That's actually, you make a good point for How to Train Your Dragon 2, but for me they're neck and neck. For you they're 5 spots apart.
they
I think
are.
that's interesting.
It is, but it's also, again, those top 5 are really close to each other.
Yeah,
That's the
actually fair.
It's like that's the hard thing with
I
this.
really struggled to order my top 4.
Yeah.
I mean, I had Puss in Boots: The Last Wish at 2 at one point, above both How to Train Your Dragons, because I can't separate them from each other. They're just
Mm,
that close. But then I was like,
yeah.
nah, I can't. I can't quite yet put that over How to Train Your Dragon.
I know I wanted to put it higher, but I can't put anything. I need a How to Train Your Dragon movie and a Kung Fu Panda to be my 1 and 2.
Yeah.
Like that's just the rule.
Yeah.
So,
Yeah. There's a lot of things where I was like, I mean, if the next movies weren't so good, like Kung Fu Panda 7 on my list.
yeah.
If the next 6 movies weren't so good, like I want Kung Fu Panda 1 to be higher. It's just like I'm not putting it over Kung Fu Panda 2. I'm not putting it over Megamind or any of my top 4 because my top 4 are so solidified.
Yeah.
But now we need to address the elephant in the room.
Mm.
My number 1 is not on your top 10.
That is very correct. I've probably seen that movie once, and I've seen a
Okay.
lot of clips of it since. And I know I'd enjoy it, but I don't know if I'd enjoy it more than I enjoy all these other movies. I think that is a
Okay,
hot take from you.
that's fair. You've got to rewatch it.
Yeah.
It is so funny and genuinely like there was not a single moment where I was bored in that entire movie. In the whole movie, you just like feel good and you just like appreciate being alive. Like once
Yeah.
again, taking it through my bummer factor of movies. Um, like some of the Nolan Dark Knight, like the third one,
Dark Knight
um,
Rises.
Dark Knight Rises. I think it's a good movie. The movie's a bummer.
Hmm.
It's like I don't really have that issue with Dark Knight because it's so good. But anyways, I digress. It's just Mr. Peabody and Sherman. That movie is just so good. And anybody who wants to flame me for putting it at my number 1,
Go watch it.
put down the keyboard warriors. Watch it. Watch it before you flame me. Um, but that is only one of 2 elephants in the room. Do you want to address the second elephant in the room?
What is the second? I don't know. I don't know if I know the second elephant in the room.
Some green man that we're gonna get flamed.
Oh yeah, that elephant didn't even cross my mind personally. Yeah, there's no Shrek in either of our lists, and I mean, there's also no Madagascar. I feel like there's some people who'd get
True.
offended about that.
Yeah, I mean, yeah, probably, but yeah,
No Shrek. It's crazy.
no Shrek in either of our top 10s. Um, I don't like them.
Mm-mm.
You just, I don't think they're that funny. I don't think they're that entertaining. I'm not impressed by anything in the movie. Um, yeah,
Yeah, and
Shrek
if
just.
you had never seen any of these movies and you didn't know anything about the hype and you just watched them all, I don't think you'd enjoy Shrek as much. I think a lot of it's nostalgia and it was more enjoyable back then, and they try and hold on to that. I don't think it
That is an
holds.
absolutely phenomenal take. You couldn't have said it better. I think so much of the Shrek love for comparing it to like the Kung Fu Pandas and How to Train Your Dragons of DreamWorks, um, just comes from, you know, Rockstar and
Yep.
being 12, an entire generation.
And whoever voices Donkey,
I think it is.
I don't remember his name.
Yeah. Oh, true. But regardless, it's just I don't think they're that good. I think that's one of those things where it's like you hear so much on the internet that it's so good, you just have to have that opinion. And I just like I would have it down with my whisper-ins of Boss Baby, where it's just like I don't know if you could pay me to rewatch those movies.
Yeah.
I don't think it's as bad as Boss Baby, but I just have no interest in rewatching them. I've seen them all.
Yeah.
And I think Shrek 5 is slated to come out either
I think
later this year
the
or
trailer
next.
got released like today or yesterday, something like that.
Yeah, and like I'm gonna go see Shrek 5. Obviously, I don't have my hopes up. I don't think it's gonna be a like.
But
I'm
Puss in Boots: Last Wish.
true. I mean,
It's possible.
there's some. Yeah, but that's Shrek spinoff. I also think the character of Shrek is kind of obnoxious. I think a lot of the supporting characters, like Puss in Boots and Donkey, are good characters.
Yep.
I think the character of Shrek and Fiona are both kind of
Buns. Yeah,
buns. Yeah.
that's fair.
But regardless, so I think now that the two elephants in the room have been addressed, um, was there anything else you wanted to say?
I don't think so. I think we've got pretty. I think we both have pretty defendable lists. So
100%. I could defend any movie on my top 10.
maybe other than your number one, but
A great movie. You gotta rewatch it. It's so good. It's such a good movie.
oh my god,
Best animated movie of all time.